Hello and welcome back to the ARK of E podcast. My name is Noah.
I think am I I'm Gavin, right? That's how we used to do this, right?
I'm pretty sure, and we are the
Yeah.
Blanchard brothers, and we are here awaiting the arrival of our cousin, Mr. Patrick J. Blanchard, and potentially some other members of the ARK of E crew, so that we can conclude our Oscar predictions for 2026. Broadcast is a little under a month away. We're going to finish that up as we wait for Patrick to arrive so we can dive back into the categories. It's been about a week since we last recorded. Any uh any what we've been watching worth shouting out there, brother? Movies, TV, anything?
um Paradise. Binged all of the first season of Paradise, started the
Okay.
second season. I don't know if
Okay.
anybody's watched that
I've
on
heard a lot of
Hulu.
things about Paradise with Mr. Sterling K. Brown and Mr. James Marston, but I've not taken the dive into that bunker.
Right.
Is that
Yeah.
a
I
spoiler? That's in the trailers, I assume.
Oh yeah, it's in the first episode. Well, see, that's the thing. The second season is what got me to go back because there's all these promos for the second season, like, oh, it's never about the bunker. And I was like, wait a minute. Let me just check this show out. So I watched the first episode. I was like, okay. Took it to Becky. I was like, if you want to finish this, I'll watch it with you. Instead of just breezing through it like a bunch of stuff I've done, I'll watch it with you. And so we finished all that, and then that came back around. Obviously, Fallout's done with. Did we talk about the end of that? Did we
No,
do
we
like
had
a?
we had teased that we were gonna do
Hmm.
like a check-in in the midst of also talking about the pit, but I think not everybody had finished it.
Right.
We talked a little bit off mic, but for my money, an enjoyable season two, but one
Hmm.
that I felt was like not wholly satisfying like as a season of TV, given that we only got
Right.
8 episodes.
Right.
Felt like we could have moved the ball a little bit further in a couple cases.
Hmm.
And another thing, I was discussing this with Barham. I think he's in the midst of catching up on it. Um, as much as I love our crew that we established in season one, I kind of almost wish we would have uh, not fully jettisoned them, but maybe like we could have dropped some of the subplots
Yeah.
established in season one, like whatever the hell is going on with Norm and all of that, in favor of maybe introducing like a couple new characters that were also, new playable characters, if you will. But
Right.
but overall,
Like
I liked
and
the new additions. Sorry, you go ahead.
the guy from the cola factory. They was he friends with? Because I don't remember him at all from season one.
Oh yeah.
He with all the kids. See, that's the thing. Like it's like him being in there. I was like, okay, I'm vaguely familiar, but I was so locked in with like Kyle MacLachlan and his daughters, and of course the the ghoul and all that. Like and the cutting back and forth was nice. Before he became what he became, but bringing the other friend back in for the guy that's with the Brotherhood, it's just you're right. If you jettison one or two people out of there, or bring in one other like person that we maybe have seen in the first season, but we're like, what's that person all about? And make them kind
Well,
of relevant to something, maybe even like a side quest relevancy.
to
But
to my
it's just,
point, they introduced a super mutant in this season,
hmm
voiced by Ron Perlman, and we
yes,
see him for one moment, and that's it. And I
hmm
was like, for sure, that's gonna be like a big arc this season. Nothing.
yep,
Uh, so yeah, a little bit of like Westworld season two flashbacks of like, okay. But I'm not fully off board. Show still looks great, has a great sense of humor. Love the soundtrack. Um, did I use this phrase a lot. It did feel a little wheel spinny for
hmm
season two. But we'll see. We'll see. Welcome to the show, Mr. Patrick J. Blanchard, joining us now.
hey,
Um,
Hey,
we may have Mr. Brendan Riley jumping on at some point in the future. We'll see. He's finishing up some homework, I believe. Uh, but now that we have you here, we're just doing a little what we've been watching before we dive back into our Oscar predictions. Any movies or TV worth shouting out on your end?
well, I finished United Seven Kingdoms because its season one finale just aired Sunday night.
Yeah. I watched that with our good friend Mr. Barham Williams at his place. Uh, we uh, we discussed obviously a lot off mic. I thought he was possibly going to be here tonight, but have not heard from him. We were both big fans of it. He comes from it as a book reader. I actually got him the he was already deep into Thrones, but I got him the graphic novel adaptations of the Dunk and Egg series for Christmas one year, and then
Okay.
he subsequently went and read the novels. So, and I went into the series completely blind, but I came out of it thinking that this is maybe my favorite thing that has come from the Thrones universe outside of the first four seasons of the original series, which is kind of inarguably some of the best television ever. But
Pretty pretty much. I didn't go in fully blind because I live in the world. I have not read the Duncan Egg novellas, but it is very hard post season 2 of Game of Thrones to actually not encounter knowledge of some of the
yes,
what it entails in the novellas.
to be truly unsullied, yeah. I I knew the big, you know, we'll say the episode three reveal, which
Yeah,
we don't have to dance around it, but um, Egg's lineage, so to speak. I was aware of that going in, but like the story beats anything beyond that. You know, this is all new to me. So, and I thought in true Game of Thrones fashion, of course, we had the big battle in the penultimate episode, and this was a little bit more of a table setter for like where the show could potentially go. I like the idea of like we just do, I think there's two more, it's just two more novels, right?
yeah. As far as I know, there's
Um,
only three. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of sticking to them, hopefully, and not like, oh, the show was successful, so now let's stretch things out and like pull the taffy a little bit more. I think it was successful because it had, you know, a really rock solid story to base its six episodes around. So,
And it did it's a smaller narrative to begin with because it's a novella versus a massive behemoth series of novels
hmm
with massively number of viewpoint characters to juggle back and forth with. Uh, but there's a time where it's like, man, simple storytelling, taking its time over an event, just following a narrow beam focus just works.
yeah, yeah,
So I really enjoyed it.
yeah,
Like I was just
kind of
like
a
I find
lesson
myself
I
looking forward to each week getting like ooh I get a 97 kingdoms this week.
yeah. Well, and to your point as well, like on the week to week basis, I always felt like it was a satisfying meal that left me wanting more, but never like, oh, that was it. Like, that's all we got this week. Very, very well paced show.
Yeah.
Gav, have you dived in at all?
We're gonna binge it at some point, and I told her I was like, "Hey, we should binge it this Sunday because it's uh it's coming out." She's like, "We have Maps Party Sunday." I was like, "We should do it Monday then," and then we didn't do it Monday. So
Well,
maybe
we
this weekend we'll
down the
binge it.
road, hopefully on a future pod when you have finished it and we have Ev and Barum and potentially Brendan caught up on it, we can go a little more in depth on everything we loved about that. But we'll save the other big show that we've been following potentially for Brendan's arrival, and if we have time, we'll get to it. Anything on the movie front?
I had a very unique theatrical experience at the monthly viewing of the narrow collection at ODU, the ones that play at the planetarium.
hmm
I have seen Blazing Saddles,
Oh
but I have
wow.
only in my life seen it with family and or like close high school friends, being, born a year after it came out theatrically.
hmm
That was the movie experience for this month's choice, and it was a little different seeing it with a crowd,
Yeah.
with an actual audience. So much so that you could almost tell the ages of the people laughing.
hmm
and the ages of the people who were hesitant to know if they should laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it was there was a big generational divide. Like if you were born before 1985, you were laughing at all the points that are known to laugh in this movie. If you were born post 95, you
You're
were
squirming a little
hesitating
bit. Yeah.
and you were squirming. And if you were born in between, like 85 and 95, you were really looking around like, okay, all right, the old guy over there is laughing. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The young kid over there is not laughing. Should I not be laughing?
Mm-hmm.
If you're
But
born after 2000, you're like, what is this?
it was
What's going on?
Who
Why are
are
you
these
in?
people?
And
it
if
was
you were,
Why
everybody's
does
like,
it
why are
look
you
like
even here?
this?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was awesome also because the entire series for this semester is westerns. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Based on the fact that the curator, the night that we did the 25 holiday movies, that was the night they showed Tokyo Godfathers, which we talked about that night,
Yeah.
and I missed. Uh, but the curator's like, she's like, I don't like westerns. I really don't. So she based an entire season of westerns that A, you can get from the collection, and B, just a smattering of different viewpoints. January's was called Les Cowboy, which is a French film reimagining the Searchers
Okay.
uh, in a modern world where a daughter disappears and a father and then brother end up searching for her for the better part like 15 years, uh, framed against all the terrorist attacks from the mid 90s on.
Okay.
Uh, 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 what's his name? Mr. Cellophane Man. Uh, God, Riley.
I wish I could help you here. I'm
Yeah, he's in
trying.
Chicago. He's in Walk Hard.
John C. Riley?
John C. Riley. This is what happens when you cross into
Why
your
could
sixth decade, folks.
one of my favorite guys? Why could I not pull that? Okay.
Yeah, he's in the movie
All right.
as an American uh, exploitive agent in Afghanistan. It was really, really unique and
Not
a different
familiar with
take on
this
a
movie at all.
Western, and it was really fun to watch. Uh, March is the Ballad of Little Joe, which is a woman pretending to be a man in the West, set in '93, made in '93. I'm looking forward to that because it was the one that was canceled 2 years ago. April, March, yes, April is Back to the Future 3.
Hell yeah.
And then we'll close out in May with Westworld.
I like these picks. Just good
Yeah,
curation.
I'm totally digging it. So that's it. And while I haven't seen it, this is my big thing. Uh, Longtime listeners to other parts of this podcast know my feelings on the Scream franchise.
Yes, sir.
And tomorrow, Matthew and I will go watch the opening of Scream 7.
Yes. I have an open mic tomorrow night. My slot is at 6:20. I'm currently debating, am I gonna do like a late night showing, or am I gonna wait till Friday and fight crowds, or potentially Saturday
Yeah,
and fight crowds? But I will be seeing it this weekend as soon as possible. But ideally I would like to see it tomorrow night so that I don't have anything spoiled for me.
that was my plan. I've only not seen two of them on opening night.
Well, ideally, if if Matthew can work it out schedule wise, maybe we can get a 4-man Cousins Blanchard review, uh, non Arctober review. That would be nice.
It would.
Uh,
I don't know the trials and tribulations
well,
of
same. I don't even same with Gavin getting out and seeing it as well. So
yeah,
we'll figure that out. But we're, cautiously optimistic and looking forward to it.
yeah,
We will see. The marketing has been I don't know. We can address that after the movies come out. I think the marketing has been a bit disastrous in my opinion, personally.
uh, I have avoided as much as possible, and I've never seen so much marketing for a Scream movie dependent upon, crazily enough, social media reels.
Yes. And apparently cryptocurrency and betting on futures as well has been
Oh,
now integrated into
okay.
this outing.
I haven't even heard of that. I've just been like,
They're
okay,
literally
I
run.
cannot go through YouTube
They're
shorts today.
literally running it's either Kalshi or one of the other Mar Poly Market. One of them has partnered with the movie so that you can bet on who the killer is.
Oh wow.
Uh, and that's like in the ads. It's a little gross, and then there's all the other extended shit with this one in particular, and the failed incarnation of the previous movie. We'll get into all of that when we actually review it.
Okay.
But yeah. So any other
Uh,
what we've been watching before we dive
um,
back in?
up to date on the pit. Been watching Starfleet Academy. I'm one episode behind on that.
Oh, I
Uh,
saw. I can't remember if I talked about this on the last one or not. I saw Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
mm, uh,
The the latest Gore Verbinski. Sounds weird to say. Been out of the game for a little bit.
yeah,
Um, it's essentially like a time travel anti-AI, got to save the future movie, and I enjoyed what the movie was about. I didn't necessarily enjoy the execution or have that much fun watching it. It's about maybe 40 minutes too long, and I don't know what kind of budget he was working with here, but it was one of those where I was like, I come to you because you're a visual stylist, not because I'm like, oh, you do all of these other things so well. Uh, and it took forever to turn into a gore movie, basically. It felt
mhm,
very anonymous for the first chunk of it. It does eventually get there in the third act where I was like, oh, I know who made this. But I was a little disappointed on that front. So wait for streaming. Definitely, it was one of those I was on the fence about even seeing in theaters, and I gave it a shot. Sam Rockwell, always charming, but you can definitely wait for streaming on that one.
okay. Because I saw the trailer and I was intrigued, but I was also like, this looks like a halfway humorous 12 Monkeys.
Yeah, not near, I could have used a little more 12 Monkeys in it, if you
Okay.
ask me. Uh, that's pretty much it on the new front for me. Gav, I did tell you I did watch The Rise of the Synths on Tubi per your recommendation. Thank you for that. About the it kind of feels weird watching it because it was made in 2019 and it's talking about like the burgeoning synthwave genre, and I already feel like the bubble has like completely burst. But it's still enjoyable. Narrated by Carpenter, pretty great. Oh, I will say, gentlemen, did you see the trailer for The Thing expanded? Uh, the people who did the Alien one, and I think it's some of the crew from like the In Search of Darkness people, right? But it's a five
Yeah.
hour thing, documentary, all new interviews. Uh, yeah.
I uh I got pulled in a bunch of different directions at work today, and
Yeah,
there was a point where I'm like, "All right, I'm going to click and watch this now, specifically for the Thing trailer." And I was like, "Yeah," and I never got back to it because emails and work stuff.
it looks great. Apparently, you got to order your copy soon to like secure a physical edition of it. I
Yeah,
assume this is the kind of thing that will eventually be on Shutter down the road, but I think probably for at least like the next year, if you want to see it, you're gonna have to like buy direct from seller from them. But
probably.
I, one of us will make the investment in that and then share it with everybody else, I'm sure. Uh, but yeah. Yeah, can't hear you anymore, Gav. What's going on with your setup, bro? He's having a time tonight.
Oh wow.
He showed up early, like very promptly, but he's having some technical issues.
Okay.
Nope, still can't hear you.
I uh I had some post falling asleep after dinner because I'm a 50-year-old man issues, and then
Yeah.
scrambling, waking up at 9:55, and then coming and clearing off my desk and logging in issues.
Okay. No, that's all good. I was kind of like, dude, Patrick's usually on before I am.
I was just like, and my iWatch, my Apple Watch ran out of juice, so I didn't get my little text alerts vibrating my wrist that wake me up.
I watched the filmed version of the Cats musical uh for the first time in many, many years.
Uh, See that there were sentences that you use, and they're full of words that would be similar. I would say I would have to watch it for the first time.
Fair, very fair. Um, incredible choreography. I can't, really hard for me to get into any of those songs. Uh, as not a musical person, I still can't appreciate from the outside. It genuinely feels like him just like fucking around to the point of like there are so many like rhyme schemes that like have a logical conclusion that he will like pivot on.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that, but at the same time, there's something deeply unsatisfying about it where you're like, just say the thing. Say the thing that logically comes next, man. Um, but yeah, that was an experience.
Mm.
Glad I glad I gave that another gander, I suppose. What else? I rewatched Die My Love. We talked about Tender Mercies on the last episode when we did our Duvall in memoriam. Watched another Ozu, An Autumn Afternoon, his final film from 1962. It was pretty incredible.
Watched another Argento,
Which one did you hit?
The Card Player,
Okay.
which is
Hmm.
early 2000s, and after the majorly after the dip, but this one actually, while not feeling like a full-on Argento movie, was not bad.
Okay. I'm not familiar with
Also,
that one at
I
all.
like Sir Davos.
Okay, he's in it.
Yeah,
That's my dude, the Onion Knight. That's my
yeah,
guy. That's
yeah.
my fucking guy. Oh, and then all of Thrones. That's my guy.
That was Matthew's guy too. Like Matthew, no Gavin.
What? What? Do you
Uh,
have another mic? Like, what's happened? What's going on?
I had to do that one time. One time on my old laptop, the way Zoom interacted, like every time I was trying to use Discord, it would only work if I had Zoom open as well.
Hmm.
Like like back then, Macs were notoriously not well adapted for playing well with different things at the same time, and I did that, and so it was like this is the only way this will work if we're playing with it at the same time.
When we first started recording podcasts together, I remember I got a snowball mic, a blue snowball, which is literally what I'm still recording on.
Mm.
And I got two of them. And literally, the way Max are set, like it could not recognize two snowballs as separate inputs. If you had two plugged in, it just like thought there was one mic.
Okay,
So
yeah.
stupid. So yeah, literally right out of the gate, I remember for a while we were recording on one solo microphone and then slowly upgraded over time. And now Gav has a nice fancy one that apparently doesn't want to work. Is that a Shure that you have? What are you using?
Yeah, I've got the SM7B.
I think that's the ideal. Mayfield, I don't know what Mayfield has. He's got a pretty solid one as well. I should probably upgrade at some point.
He
I just like the convenience of my USB mic where I don't have to do any. I just plug and go
Yeah,
for the most part.
and like I only got this guy because I got the the Rode Duo uh, Procaster, because these guys on a classic on a classic board, you need a lifter to add more gain,
Mm-hmm.
or else they just sound like crap and they don't have enough. But there's settings built in uh, into the digital mixer to to account for that. Since
Gotcha.
this became like the standard for podcasting,
Mm-hmm.
I still can. I just have it on some of the presets. Like I haven't fully played with the sound on it yet,
Yeah.
just
Sounds
because.
great.
Oh, well, thank you. That's a testament to what they do. Uh, but I do miss the convenience of some USB connections. Uh, because uh, if I ever wanted to take this anywhere, like I have to bring the specific board with me. Granted, it's easier than the analog board that I used to use with my Yeti, because I had to have a digital converter for the analog board. This the board goes straight to USB-C.
Nice.
Like it's designed for this.
I've got a branching off of musical theater into just straight up theater.
Mhm.
What's your relationship to Kenneth Lonergan? Like, have you seen any of his stuff performed by people?
That's not
Not a big name.
that's not a name that I know.
Okay. Um, I don't know what his like famous plays are, but like movie wise, he did Manchester by the Sea, like
Okay.
wrote it and directed it. He's mostly a playwright. I watched his uh film, which I don't know if it began as a play or what. Have you ever heard of Margaret, starring Anna Paquin?
Uh, other enough to know that I have heard that.
Gotcha.
Not anything, any specifics
So
involved in it.
it's from 2011, and it's one of these where it's a Weinstein hatchet job, I believe, on the edit, and it was kind
Okay.
of taken away from him. Uh, but the unrated director's cut is available on HBO. I was just unaware. It's one of those things where you have to go into like the extras tab of the
Mm.
regular movie, and it's like, hey, here's the director's cut that everybody will tell you is like far superior and is the preferred version, but you have to like actively go look for it. It's a little over 3 hours, and it's basically Anna Paquin's character witnesses slash is involved in a capacity with a bus accident in
Okay.
in the city of New York where a woman is killed. And that happens very early in the movie, and then it is just an explorer, and she's a young high school student, and she's just dealing with all that entails. And it's a whole mosaic of characters. Her mom's an actress. Uh, she's got her friends at school. Damon plays a teacher in it. There's a huge sprawling cast or whatever, but it's essentially about like just like empathy, grief, etc. But like on a grand scale. Never quite seen anything like it. Pretty amazing movie. Not a fun watch at all. Uh, but yeah, that's another new one that I've gotten to. Gav is almost back in the game. I like the way this one looks. This is fancy.
That's the old one. He hadn't hooked the new one up yet.
Oh, I guess I couldn't see the base on the other one. Okay.
Oh, I watched a John Woo that I hadn't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
On the list of, gee, if you knew Patrick, you're like, I thought he would have seen this years ago. The Killer.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, Gav made that pretty much mandatory viewing for me when I was a child. I didn't really have a say in the matter, but yeah, grew up on The Killer and Hard Boiled. New transfers of all of these out currently. New 4Ks of Hard Boiled, The Killer, Better Tomorrow, I think as well. I don't know who's putting these out, but
I don't know, and I know like Hard Boiled. did like a Fathom, but not Fathom.
Hmm.
Uh, some other company put him out
Yeah, it
in the
was a one
theater.
night only. I really wanted to see that because, oh my God, that transfer looks so good. And I need to get that 4K. It's like $80 right now, though.
Uh, Hard Boiled's still my favorite, but I'm not sure between A Better Tomorrow and The Killer which one is hedging out the other for number two at the moment.
I would need to revisit as well. Hard
Uh,
Boiled is the one I go back to constantly, obviously, but The Killer is the first one I saw. Uh,
So Hard Boiled's the first non American that I saw,
gotcha.
which
I was gonna
uh,
say, I mean, if chronologically, yeah, it's probably like Hard Target or something, if I'm being honest. When we were in
yeah.
Japan, and then weirdly, The Killer and Hard Boiled we found more when Gav was like early teens, I think.
We Matthew liked it, and his friend Mandy knew that, so she got him the VHS,
Nice.
and we watched it when we shared the first apartment in Ghent. Uh, then, and I didn't know this. John Woo remade The Killer a couple years ago.
I was aware of this, have not seen it.
I haven't either,
It's
but
on
it's now on my
Peacock
list
though,
of
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have not seen it because I did not hear good things. There was also the Joel McKinnon uh movie that he did. Was that called Silent Night too?
yes,
Yeah. Didn't see that.
I didn't either, and I didn't even know it was John Woo because I knew the movie was
Hmm.
out and it just wasn't on my list of things to see. And then I was IMDbing while I was looking at The Killer, and I'm like, oh, I was like, I saw that there was a Killer remake, and I'm like, well, who remade this? And then I'm
Oh,
like,
he did.
oh, he remade it. Okay. And I like Sandy of Knopf,
Hmm.
but I don't know how I feel about her as the lead.
Yeah, I
Like, I loved her in Game of Thrones. She was great. Natalie Emmanuel, right?
it,
Yeah.
it was one, yeah, it was one of those where I just needed one person to be like, "Hey, it's actually pretty solid." And it's like I didn't even hear that. And when I
Okay.
don't even hear that, I'm like, "All right, you're just probably not going to have a good time. You're only going to disappoint yourself." So, skipped it. What are you going to do? Uh, oh my God, Gavin, what's going on?
Uh, Recently, but not recently, based on my Arrow streaming platform, I watched my favorite cheerleader exploitation movie from the 70s.
Very specific subgenre. Okay.
It used to air on Rhonda Shear's USA Up All Night. Uh, it was just, uh, I'm not saying it was a good movie. I'm not saying it was it was a movie
Okay.
that they cut out the rape subplot because the uh, the producers were like, so you made this comedy, see, and then you got this in here. Like,
And
where's this coming from?
yeah.
And then I thought, sometimes I don't want to be on producer's side, but sometimes like they make the right call.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to have, some other voices in the room.
Yeah.
Uh, did you say the name of said movie? I'm sorry.
I did not because my list of the movies is in the other room.
Oh, okay. Okay.
uh, it was Cheerleaders Wild Weekend. Is that it?
Okay.
Like
Sure, a very
I didn't even
easy,
know it's
normal, searchable title that I'm sure is wholly unique to just that one film.
yeah.
Yes.
But it was from 1979. One of the stars in it was one of the counselors in training for Meatballs,
Okay.
which is in my favorite non-horror summer camp list.
Never seen Meatballs.
Oh, so
I've never seen any of those. It's like I'm obsessed with Wet Hot American Summer. I've never seen any of the movies that it's referencing.
Oh
Not a
wow.
single one of them.
Like when I was at the library over the weekend, getting the three movies that I got, like, do I want to get Little Darlings? Hmm.
That's the one I hear is incredible that I always hear people talking about.
Yeah, I haven't seen it 30
I
plus
want to say
years.
like Shout Factor. Somebody did like a new like I want to say there's a 4K of that movie now, if I'm not mistaken, or at least like a nice special edition.
I know there was a very nice DVD special edition that was in my hand, and well, I'll probably get on my next go through.
Sorry, you mentioned your Arrow subscription again. How much is the Arrow streaming thing
It's $70 a
for the
year.
year?
Yeah.
That's not bad consider it. And is it most of their titles that are in their catalog or
No,
okay.
that if there were more in the overall catalog, it'd be awesome.
That's my
Uh,
thing is I'm like I I have one or two of their releases because they are pricey.
yeah,
And I'm like, $70 is about as much as I would ever spend on Arrow in a given year. And that would probably get me like two movies, maybe.
yeah.
So you're telling me I could watch like a bunch of them for the same price, but apparently not all the ones I would want access to. All
No,
right,
like
moment of
if
truth. Can he speak?
Can you hear me now?
yes,
Holy shit.
Is it too loud? Is it
no,
Now
okay?
it could almost be a little louder. You could bring it up a little bit.
How about now?
Maybe down
Better?
just a
Just a spin.
smidge.
just a skosh.
How about now? If I said just kind of right
That's
here.
that's pretty solid, I think.
Let me give it a run real quick. It's Toretto, Brian. It's always been Toretto.
What's your great big fat person? Um,
The
yeah.
Bridge. I started watching The Bridge last night. I never saw it all the way through.
Okay. Well,
Matthew
I
Lillard
think
scream.
I think no, I
We're-
think
we're-
considering it's 10:45 and we all have voices again, I think we need to dive immediately into the
yeah,
categories and knock this out because yeah.
take it away, fearless leader. Let's go.
Well, of course now I gotta pull my stuff back up.
10% battery. No.
No,
For real, we're at 18% right now. We're doing great. We're doing fantastic. Okay. So we got through most of the technicals. I believe we ended with makeup and hairstyle. No, we did music. We got all that taken care of. Visual effects. We also hit. We were about to hit best documentary feature before my phone died last time, and we cut the episode short. The nominees for Best Documentary Feature are The Alabama Solution, which you can watch on HBO Max right now, Come See Me in a Good Light, Cutting Through Rocks, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, and The Perfect Neighbor, which you can watch on Netflix. I bring those up because I think those are the two most high profile, simply because they're easily viewable. I've heard good things about Come See Me in a Good Light. I've heard good things about Mr. Nobody Against Putin. I have not seen any of these films. Sunshine Mayfield, I think, has checked out a couple of these because he is more diligent about watching a lot of the nominees than I am. And let's see what he had to say in regards to predictions. But any thoughts on your end, guys? Have you seen any of these?
I
I've
have
seen
not.
now. I've seen where you can watch them, like Alabama Solution, but I really wanted that one that Mariska Hargitay did to be nominated because I thought that was pretty dope. But I guess not.
So Mayfield's predicting The Perfect Neighbor. His preference would be Come See Me in a Good Light. Uh, I can give people a little bit more detail on these. The Perfect Neighbor, again, which is available on Netflix. A minor disagreement between neighbors in Florida takes a lethal turn with police body camera footage and interviews probing the aftermath of the state's controversial Stand Your Ground laws. I'm familiar with the context of this one, which is part of why I was not excited to sit and watch it. Mr. Nobody Against Putin. A Russian teacher secretly documents his small town school's transformation into a war recruitment center during the Ukrainian invasion, revealing the ethical dilemmas educators face amid propaganda and militarization. Okay. Coming through the rock or cutting through the rocks rather. First female counselor in her Iranian village, Sarah Shaverdi, apologies for the name, challenges tradition by teaching girls to ride motorcycles and fighting child marriage while facing doubts about her motives. We got Come See Me in a Good Light. Facing an incurable diagnosis, two poet lovers embark on a poignant yet unexpectedly humorous exploration of love, mortality, and life's moments. And finally, The Alabama Solution. Incarcerated men defy the odds to expose a cover up in one of the United States' deadliest prison systems. Now that I might have to go watch.
Yeah, no,
That
that looks good. I've
that's
seen the trailer
okay.
for it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And that has a Jarecki involved. Of course, worked on Capturing the Freedmans,
Oh yeah.
and The Jinx, and many other documentary related projects. So yeah, my money's on Alabama Solution probably. Uh, if not The Perfect Neighbor, just because of the profile. But documentary's been tough to pin down the last couple of years, to be honest. I just don't know. So uh, don't know what to tell you there, odds makers. Make your own decision. We're gonna move it right along to Best Animated Feature. The nominees are Arco, which I believe is a French production. Don't quote me on that. One that I know is a French production. Little Amelie or The Character of Rain, Zootopia 2, Elio, and what I think will win and what probably should win, even though I have not seen any of these films, K-pop Demon Hunters.
No, it'll be K-pop Demon Hunters all day.
I think it's going to take this in song and have a nice little night
I
to
feel like
itself.
I feel like it's the zeitgeist.
Yep.
I hear it's also fantastic, and that's the thing is like I need to watch it just because, but it's one of those. It felt like a true phenomenon that I completely missed, and I've just been like, I'm just gonna be late to the party. Like, so yeah, I watch it, and then I'm just like, yeah, it was great. Like, you know, that is that just sounds probably like a lot of fun that I should just go ahead and have at some point, but I haven't done it yet. I will watch it before Oscar night, but I think that's the safe pick. I know Zootopia 2 was like, you know, a phenomenon in terms of them dollars, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So I'm still thinking K-pop Demon Hunter's gonna take it. Because notably, like last year, for instance, Flow, the small uh, movie about the cat from a studio of like 12 guys, beat out all of these big, massive, multi-million dollar productions. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah. Best animated short film, we will be skipping because, like, again, I can name these names, but we're not going to be able to really give you any guidance. I will say, for people that are interested, we're also skipping best live action short film, best documentary short film. Uh, most of these, look up your local indie theater or also look up your local big chain multiplex because starting right about now, there will usually be a programmed weekend where you can go and you pay one ticket price and you can watch like all of these shorts back to back to back. Notably, in past years, Mayfield has kind of like scoured the internet for where things are available. Uh, and he'll often like watch a couple and then he'll go do these to like catch up on the rest of them. And it's like he ends up having to sit through some of the shorts that he's like, I've already seen this one and I don't even care for this thing. But so I would encourage you, like, maybe just go ahead and look for the theater ones. To that point, let's look at Mayfield's picks because he may have a little bit more insight on these than we do. For live action short film, he's picking two people exchanging saliva. Uh, and it sounds like he watched it because he does have it as who he wants to win as well. Uh, Documentary short, he has All the Empty Rooms as who will win. He wants The Devil is Busy to win. And live action short, no, we already did that. What's the other one? Animated short. The Girl Who Cried Pearls is who he thinks will win. Retirement Plan is who he wants to win. Okay, do with that what you will. Best International Feature from Brazil, The Secret Agent. From France, It Was Just an Accident. From Norway, Sentimental Value. From Spain, Sarat. And from Tunisia, The Voice of Henrijab. Okay. Given that it is also nominated, spoilers, we haven't talked about this category yet, but given that it is also nominated for Best Picture, I think the safe money here is on The Secret Agent. Now, Sentimental Value is also nominated for Best Picture. It Was Just an Accident, I think, was on the cusp of possibly being nominated for Best Picture. Didn't happen. I just don't see a world where it doesn't go to The Secret Agent, though, because that seems to have the most juice behind it. Um, and it's nominated in several other categories. So I will say I think that's the conventional safe pick there. The only ones I've seen from here are It Was Just an Accident and Sentimental Value. Between those two, my preference would be It Was Just an Accident, even though I think both of those movies are pretty phenomenal. The big question mark and the one I really want to see is Sarat, which you were talking about that remake of The Searchers earlier. From just the trailer I've seen of Sarat, I'm like, is this a modern day version of The Searchers set against the backdrop of like a desert rave? Uh, it looks very interesting. I don't know much about it or where it goes, but it's a father and son looking for a missing daughter who disappeared into rave culture in the desert, I suppose.
Okay.
Um, I really want to see it. It hasn't been available anywhere near me. I also want to see The Secret Agent, which is rentable now. I'm just kind of waiting for it to come down in price. We're playing this little game of like, okay, let's see if it drops for Oscar weekend. If it doesn't, I will definitely just go ahead and bite the bullet and drop the 15 bucks on it. But uh, yeah, and then Sentimental Value is phenomenal. It Was Just an Accident has been readily available for a while now. I think it might even be streaming at this point. Uh, Again, one of those where you're gonna read the log line and be like, how, like, nah, dude, no interest in watching this. That sounds way too heavy. And the kind of miracle of that movie is it's so much funnier without like the tonal shifts in that movie are remarkable. And the tonal kind of high wire act that it does throughout. It also I think even the more and more distance I have from it, I think it's the best ending of last year, pretty
Okay.
handily. I encourage everybody to check that one out. That was a full-on 10 out of 10 for me. Sentimental Value, strong 9. Loved it as well. Fantastic performances across the board. Now, for the new category, gonna be kind of hard to predict this one because we don't really know what it means at this point. The nominees for Best Casting are Nina Gold for Hamnet, Jennifer Vendetti for Marty Supreme, Cassandra Kulakundis for One Battle After Another, Gabriel Dominguez for The Secret Agent, and Francine Maisler for Sinners.
Hmm.
So the big question with casting to me is, do we think it's going to be a spot? Do we think it's actually going to honor casting? Which is to say, like, how much of it is going to be more focused on like the smaller roles, the supporting parts, the discovery of we found this person. Because again, a lot of these are like, hey, they come with a star attached to them, you know? It's like the casting director's not being like, hey, Leonardo DiCaprio, I need to put you on tape so that PTA can decide if you can be the lead of his movie. That's not happening, you know?
Who do I
Or
need to fill
so
in those
so
stars attached?
is it going to be a truly about the casting and the art of what a casting director does, or is this basically just going to be another category that's a de facto best picture in a way for a movie that we can't give best picture to, but like here's a slot? Is it going to be more that vibe? That's what I'm curious about because I think that really determines where it goes. If we're talking strictly casting, I think, again, I have not seen The Secret Agent. I've seen everything else. I think Sinners for the ensemble Um, and the fact that a lot of those faces are people you've maybe seen in one or two other things but are not as familiar with, and then you also have the discovery factor, people like Miles Caton, in the lead,
Yeah.
who, you know, is just like, where the hell did this kid come from? And that's the stuff I think that in my mind really is really gonna pop. But then I also look at something like One Battle After Another, Gav, and like, do you remember the interrogator?
Yeah,
A guy like that who, like, he does that, like, that's his job. That's like literally he is an interrogator.
right.
And they just found that guy and hired him, and you're like, he's magnetic. You're like, and look, like, beyond the known people in the Christmas Adventurers Club, like the dude they send out. Sorry, his name escapes me at the moment.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That
But
guy.
like all of those that guys essentially. But
Hmm.
again, I'm like, is that the casting director or is that PTA going like, hey, I love this guy. We're gonna slot him in. I don't know how all of that works behind the scenes. So that's what I think I'm kind of left with, like, I don't know. Are you kind of just voting for, hey, I really like this cast? Is it essentially the ensemble award that like SAG has? You know, SAG doesn't have a Best Picture award. They have the best ensemble is like their top honor of the night. Um,
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to break because
Yeah,
it's
me
again,
neither.
it's a brand new category. It would be very interesting to see. Marty Supreme, another movie that has a lot of interesting small background performances in it, and also has just a lot of people you've never seen before. So
Yeah,
I,
I mean, I
I
look
don't
at
know
it
what they
as
favor there.
it could be that too. It could be like, here's a movie that like everybody really loves what's going on, but for one reason or another, financially, a certain choice here or there, something outside of its control, it's like it's never going to stack up to Senators, One Battle After Another, whatever. But we're nominated here because we really like that the person who doesn't get credit. Because let's face it, when you're coming down for forever, when you've come down this lane to this award thing, it's literally about an actor, two actors, two actresses, the director, and maybe the producers and editor. But there are technical Oscars, but the people who actually like, if you think about it, outside of one and two on the call sheet, let's just assume that everybody else, the casting director either sees or finds. So really, as much as it is like the director is, you know, at the helm, the director could say, just find me somebody and trust that person. Like, okay, I got you.
Right.
Ryan Coogler, I know you, I know who you're looking for. I've got a good vision. Here's all these people, Remember Delroy Lindo? I didn't find him. We all knew him, but I asked him to come in and he wants to. Fine, give it to him. But I found this young kid. No one's ever put him on film before. You want to take a look at him? Sure. Oh, okay. Can he sing too? Can he play? Yeah, perfect. Put him in there. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, Ryan, at the end, we ought to have Buddy Guy come in to play him as himself. You know what? I wasn't even thinking about that. Let's do that. But he's a perfect Sammy in the future. And that's all that one lady or that person, whoever it is, and they fit in that slot so well. They do it effortlessly, and without them, really, that core, what you love about that movie, if it technically falls on them, at the end of the day, director's making the choice, but he's gonna go to that casting person and say, "Find me these people. I need this."
Yeah, I'm also interested to see if, because it's a new award, if it's something where they do just the typical, like, casting is very important to the filmmaking process, blah blah blah, in the intro, or are they gonna literally have like a breakdown where it's like we go a little more in depth and explain the category before we even announce it. Before we scroll back up to the top and some of the big ones that we have not hit yet, honorary awards this year are going to one Mr. Thomas Cruise Maypother, Wynn Thomas, Debbie Allen, and the Jean Herschelt Humanitarian Award is going to the Queen, Dolly Parton. Okay.
Has there
Uh,
ever been a guy who won an honorary one and then like just eked it out and like got an actual real one? Like what, like for a best actor, best supporting actor? I'm just curious.
I don't think that's ever really happened.
Okay, then that sets it up as perfect. It'll happen for him. He'll be the only guy in the
He's
history
gonna
of the business
he's
to get
definitely
an
gonna
honorary one, and then he'll turn around and blow everybody away
he's
and be like,
definitely
"I am a
gonna
movie star."
try and get nominated next year. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role. Benicio del Toro from One Battle After Another. Sean Penn, also from One Battle After Another. Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. And Mr. Delroy Lindo for Sinners. What are you thinking, guys?
I mean, I'm going Sinners.
Okay.
Is what I want. I don't know. I Benicio could be out of nowhere, but because we know, as we have all seen in the last 5 years, if you already have one, because he has one, right?
hmm
Yeah, if you have one, they don't mind giving you another one. So,
I was gonna say Sean Penn has two.
hmm
I thought maybe three. I think it's just two. Uh, that's another one where it's like, yeah, he's got. They have both of them have that working against them. They've won before, and they're both nominated for the same movie.
Yeah.
So conventional wisdom would be they cancel each other out. But notably, I will say Sean Penn just won the BAFTA this weekend.
hmm
So that shook things up a little bit there. Mayfield's pick is Stellan Skarsgård for who will win, and who he wants to win, he's got Stellan or Delroy, which is kind of where I'm at as well. I think Jacob Elordi definitely not happening.
No,
I think you could have given that nom to other people. Not that I mean he's the best thing in that movie, but that's a whole other conversation. Uh, Stellan, it's definitely one of those like it's kind of about time. I don't think he has one, but also Delroy Lindo, same,
Yeah.
like same. And so I think it's really a two-man race between the two of them. My want would be Delroy Lindo, particularly after, I mean, it was the COVID year and everything, but you and I talked about the Five Bloods,
oh yeah, dude.
which seemed like a true robbery of like not even in the five guys. Like this is egregious. Like you're just not even really paying attention if that wasn't in consideration. Joining the pod, Mr. Brendan Riley, just in time to help us wrap up our Oscar predictions.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
Yeah, good.
Listen.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you.
Oh, Patrick Gavin, the hair. I don't know if we can describe this over
hmm
the TV land, but that thing is nice, dude.
I'm trying to grow it back
Looks
out
good.
again.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Uh,
There's a certain amount of familial jealousy involved.
For everybody
Oh,
out
good.
there in the podcast world, Patrick is bald.
And not recently.
we've got all the various stages in the room. We've got fully bald. We've got in the process. We've got full head of hair.
Head.
Yeah,
And I'm just trying to hold on to what I can.
that's what I was gonna say. That's where I'm at too. Okay. Best performance by an actress in a leading role. Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue. Emma Stone in Begonia. Renata Reinsve in Sentimental Value. Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. And I think the inevitable winner, Jessie Buckley in Hamnet. She's won almost all of the precursors, pretty much across the board. Except I think Rose Byrne, because of the way the Globes split up, snagged that one. She's the only other one who I think is really in competition here. Emma Stone's already too deep on her wins. Renata Reinsve, they're gonna regret this down the road. I mean, she should have gotten it for worst person in the world, but they they will eventually give her her due. And then Kate Hudson, Song Sung Blue was, I think, the kind of surprise nomination, potentially edging out Chase Infinity from One Battle and probably a couple other performances. I have not seen that film, but I do want to, and I think it's available on Peacock right now. Somebody
Yeah,
has it.
it's on Peacock right now.
It's Craig Brewer, and I'm always rooting that he's gonna get me back to the hustle and flow days. One of
Oh,
these
did you mean
times
to do
out.
that? Oh yeah, never mind.
So so yeah, I'm gonna give Song Sung Blue a shot at some point. Jessie Buckley's kind of undeniable in Hamnet. We're in that weird space of she's one of my favorite working actresses right now, and I'm also kind of bummed that this is the movie she's gonna win for. Personally, didn't really care for Hamnet. Uh, think it's a little overwrought. I have a lot of issues with the movie in general. None of which are necessarily her fault, but I find the movie very manipulative. And I'm like, I don't mind being manipulated. I just don't want to see the seams. You know what I mean?
I know
And
exactly what you mean.
yeah, and that's my biggest objection with that one. Just yeah, I know it worked for a lot of people. Uh, but yeah, I would be much happier with what my personal pick in this category is Rose Byrne. I think that is the best lead performance by an actress from last year. The only other one I would put up there, also rewatched it recently, and I think Kate Hudson also kind of edged this one out because she was in a decent amount of the precursors, but Jennifer Lawrence for Die My Love, the Lynn Ramsey movie, which you can watch if you have a movie subscription. So check that out. Any other thoughts on Best Actress? People we wanted to be nominated? Dark Horse candidates?
I want Rose Byrne to win just because I really like her. Like I know sometimes that's not the reason enough for a person to ever win, but like I just really like her in
I
everything I've ever seen her in.
Yeah, literally, I can't think of one where I'm like, she's one. Like she's been what she knows what movie she's in every movie, and
well, see,
she's just great in it.
I talked about it pretty openly on our year-end list that she's somebody I struggled with for a long time early on, and I don't you like one of the few actresses where I was just like, I don't know, she was just didn't work for me, and then it was pretty much like Bridesmaids kind of made me okay. And it was more seeing the range, particularly her comedic chops, where I was like, oh, okay. I dig
Yeah, dude,
her a
she's
lot.
fucking funny.
Yeah, I dig her a lot more than I thought I did. And then for her to kind of fuse that back into, I think, a more refined version of what she has been doing dramatically for years, with this performance, which you said you're rooting for. Have you seen the movie yet, Patrick? It is
I
on
haven't even seen the movie. I'm
it
just
is
rooting
on
for
HBO
her.
Max, and I highly recommend it.
I almost
It's a
watched it the other night uh after Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but I was like, man, I gotta be responsible and go to work
fair,
tomorrow.
that's adult decision for sure. But yeah, I highly recommend it. Definitely check that one out. I guess we'll move it along. I will just say Mayfield's picks. Jesse Buckley, but he would prefer Rose Byrne or Renata Reinsve as far as who he wants to win. We'll move it along to lead actor. The nominees are Timothée Chalamet for Marte Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. Okay. For a big chunk of this year, I don't know what happened to Brendan. I don't know what happened to him. For a big chunk of this year, it seemed like it was Timmy time. It was going to happen. He did the big marketing push in the run up to the movie. The movie made over $100 million. Big, biggest A24 success in their history. Blah 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 blah. But I think the worm has turned in the last couple months, and I do not think it's going to be him anymore. I think that was the conventional wisdom. That was the safe pick. I do not see that happening. So it leaves a couple options. I don't I don't think DiCaprio happens, even though arguably one of the best performances of his career, but he's won. Ethan Hawke, we got to get this guy an Oscar at some point. I just don't think it's going to happen this year. I love the nomination, though. It's got to be said. I think this is really a race between Michael B. Jordan and who I ultimately think is going to win. I think it's going to be Wagner Moore. I think this is going to be another scenario where it's like it's too early for Timmy. Part of me was really thinking it's like they wish they gave it to him last year for the Dylan movie, but they gave it to Adrian Brody, and I'm like, I think that's going to happen again this year. And the logical person, the older guy in the room to give it to, would be Wagner Moore.
Or with the momentum, does Sinners sweep the big categories it's nominated in?
If it sweeps the acting categories, um, which is it? Does it have support? It doesn't have a lead actress nomination. It has supporting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there is totally a world where it sweeps those three. Takes casting, takes
Yeah.
you know,
Like I said,
it's possible.
conventional wisdom, older guy in the room versus the year of the vampire. Like, I don't know how to call this.
Well, and I think the MBJ performance is pretty phenomenal, but also maybe gets a little over. And I think it is arguably a weird category thing because I really think Miles Caton is the lead of that movie.
Yeah.
I think Michael B. Jordan is a supporting actor in that movie. Even playing the dual roles, I still think he is supporting in my mind. But
And like which of those performances is nominated? Like Parent Trap, Haley Mills and Haley Mills.
I guess two supporting performances makes a lead, so they're nominating him for both simultaneously. Any thoughts on this, Brendan? I know you haven't seen all of these, but
No, I don't know if you saw my phone uh died while you were going through the guy category. So the only one that I heard thus far is Michael B. Jordan for
oh,
Sinners.
sorry, yeah. So you got Timothy Chalamet for Marty Supreme,
Hmm?
DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. We were saying it has seemed like it was going to be Timmy this whole time, but just in the last like little bit, I feel like that's kind of shifted.
Shifted a little
The
bit.
the vibe just feels like, nah, it's not. It's actually not his year.
Um,
Um,
I will
so
tell you this. Maybe try to be concise on three little takes here. You know, and to everybody else's soon to be dismay, uh, that Michael B. Jordan has not been one of my favorite actors over the past since he's been an actor. I've always thought that he's been hard to buy into. I think they give him roles where he needs to be tough or resilient, and I find him whiny. Very hard take. A lot of people, no included, obviously don't agree with that. I preface with the negative to come full circle and say I think Sinners was fantastic. I think he rocked it out. I think that's his character. I think that's I hope that he plays more roles that are kind of suited to that, if you will. And I thought he did a great job in dual role. That's my favorite that he's done. I didn't see Marty Supreme. Timothy Chalamet, I think is I don't know. It's hard to say he's not my favorite current actor. We've talked about that as well. I think he crushes everything that he plays in. I think you were maybe a little bit down on Marty Supreme, if I recall correctly.
increasingly more and more, but yes.
Um, but I mean, look, like I mean, is every movie that an actor puts out going to be like a home run? You know,
No, I think it's just there was a lot of people who like kind of out of the gate from the time this premiered were just like, "This is it, man.
it's
This
gonna
is
be
his
his.
Oscar." And I'm just like, trying to look at it somewhat objectively. I'm just like, I don't think it is, guys. I'm like, I don't think you may feel good about it in the moment, but like, I think like a year from now, when he does something like way more compelling in a different movie, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, it should have been for this. You're gonna be
Brendan,
like,
did you see Bones and All with him?
No, I did not, and I know
That
it's
that's
on
that's it.
everybody's list.
That's probably his best thing next to the Dylan movie he did, in my opinion.
So, and then moving past Chalamet, I think Leo crushes it. But I think what we have here, and I think that's what you were saying at the end. I didn't see Marty Supreme, and I can't speak on the others as well. But like at least with One Battle After Another and with Sinners, I don't know that I don't know that they're the lead actors.
yeah,
Leo's definitely not the lead actor. I don't think in One Battle After Another, and then sure, I think Michael B. Jordan crushes Sinners, and if I had to choose between the two for individual performance, I think I'm choosing Michael B. Jordan's. But like, is he even the lead actor in that one?
that's why again I think ultimately Wagner Moore. I think that's who it's gonna be. I seriously do.
Yeah, I think that's a
Uh,
fair point.
and I gotta watch The Secret Agent. Mayfield,
Yeah, that's weird because he's like
his money's on Wagner, and he wants Michael B. Jordan to win. Sorry, Gavin, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. I was saying like it's weird. I mean, it's not weird. He's an actor. It's whatever. But I don't associate him with movies. I associate him with like good TV because I like Dope Thief and I love Narcos and I don't. There's probably something else I'm missing. He was really good, but I don't. If he's been in I know sure he's been in other big movies and whatnot, but I associate him with TV still.
I
So
mean,
I
again,
definitely
we talked about it when Civil War came out. Me not
yeah
being tapped into him as
yeah
an actor is
yeah. Fuck, I forgot about Civil
kind of
War.
made
Yeah
Civil War hit that much harder for me because I was just like, who the fuck is this guy?
yeah. He
Even though,
boomed. So like
even
yeah
though most of the world was like, yo, that's Pablo Escobar, you
yeah
fucking idiot,
exactly
you
yeah.
moron. So yeah, okay. It's oh well, we do have one more to do, I guess, before we get to the big dance. We got to talk about directors, which I always feel like is weird because it's almost a spoiler for the Best Picture category. But the nominees for achievement in directing are Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, and Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme. Uh, this is a two-way race, very clearly. This is a two-way Oscar night in a lot of ways. Um, I'm still pretty comfortable saying it's PTA. I'm pretty comfortable. It might be Ryan Coogler though.
Hmm. You don't think Hamden has a chance, huh?
She's already won. Uh,
You don't think I mean, that's
yeah,
jeez.
she's already won, and I personally I don't think Hamnet has a chance in this category. Uh, yeah, it's PTA. I think it's definitely PTA, but it could be Coogler. This would be a one. Ev, I know you're listening. Have fun on have fun on your whatever betting
See
app
that's why I wanted him to be
turning
on
on.
this, dude. I wanted him to give
I
us the
know.
current ratings of
That's
what's
why we split it up over two episodes, both
yeah.
weeks. He's been like, I gotta go to work. I'm like,
Okay.
come on.
Uh,
So he can have money to spend on cow sheep. We get it.
okay. I bring up the question because, like you said, sometimes it's a spoiler, but is it one where Best Director does not win Best Picture,
Yeah,
and the
which
person that may or may not be the battle of it flip flops on?
absolutely. And I think there's a world where it goes either way. And there's also a way where it doubles up. We've seen years where it splits and you get a director win that doesn't get picture. That happens more often than not lately, it seems like.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually they
But
match. But in a
but
year where
in
there
this
are
one,
so many favorites,
it seems like it could be the exact same conversation for the exact same conversation and split like these two swap out.
Yes, which is again why I was like reading director beforehand kind of negates the other. It's like we do 10 best picture nominees, but it's like, but then you only nominate 5 people for director. And I'm like, are you ever really going to have a year where something wins picture that wasn't even nominated for
for directing.
director?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to round out that category, these are the nominees for best picture. F1, the movie, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Train Dreams, The Secret Agent, and Begonia.
I'm, I have thoughts.
Well, share them. That's what
I mean,
we're
I just
here to
think
do.
like I know again I fall short on this with everybody else's with Sinners, but I just think that One Battle After Another is it's clear out of that lineup. I think in my opinion that it's almost like it's set up to be that way. I don't know who else would take it. What else would take it? And you're gonna say Sinners, maybe, I guess. But
I mean,
I think One Battle After Another is gonna walk away with that one.
I see. I I would have said that like confidently and handily for most of the year. I mean, when I walked out of the movie opening night, I said that movie's gonna win Best Picture. I just said it. I was like, that's happening. I was like, definitely. I'm not so sure now. I'm really not. Um, there's been a lot of discourse, been a lot of think pieces. There's been a lot of interesting pitting of these two movies against each other, which is really interesting considering that they are both from the same studio. So
Yeah.
it's like Warner Brothers wins either way. Um, there's literally like there is no true narrative of like it's this movie versus this movie because all of these creatives like each other, it's there's no animosity between the two films in that respect either. So I think it's a truly a situation where it's like, you know, who wins? Well, we all do, kind of regardless of how it shakes out. The only thing that truly would like spoil the evening is exactly what you just said a minute ago, Brendan, which is fucking old ass Oscars rears its head and they're like, no, it's definitely Hamnet, the tragic period piece about child death, which is totally how this goes. That's the third dark horse candidate that possibly swoops in and wins Best
Sure.
Picture because, again, people are like, oh, Sinners, it's a fucking genre movie and write it off. And One Battle, they're like, what the fuck was that? Or they have issues with, the length or the politics or what have you. And again, the way we know they do the ranked choice voting, maybe Hamnet as being the most emotional poll presumably of all of these is the one that like everybody kind of collectively has a little higher on their list, and just by virtue of that, man, it ends up at the top. I don't want that to happen. I sincerely don't think that will happen as well, but that is a possible scenario. It truly is because of the way they do the ranked choice voting.
Tangent,
You got, of course.
tangent, because I know you haven't seen it yet, unless you have since we've spoken last. And you got to watch F1. It's fun. I
It's
mean,
so good, dude.
it's
It's
fun.
so good.
I don't if I'm being subjective here, which is what we're doing, and objective. I don't think it's best picture. I definitely don't think it's best picture. But like, is it good? Is it fun? Like, yeah, like go out there and watch it. It's just a good time.
That's one that was definitely elevated by um, the different individual guilds, all the technical people that like that's why it's in so many tech categories. But like that's how it got up here is all the
Is it? Dude,
below
yeah,
the
I would.
line people who are like, oh, dude, they killed it with just how they captured the racing and everything. So yeah, no, that and the Secret Agent are my two big ones that I
Secret
will
Agent
be
now. I think
watching before
I've
Oscar
scrolled
night.
over it a couple of times. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna have to go.
Well, I just got to see those two, and I will have seen every Best Picture nominee this
That
year.
that and that and Marty Supreme. Oh, and Begonia is Begonia on
Begonia's
this?
on Peacock. If you
Begonia
have
would be
Peacock.
my dark horse. If they were like, it's Begonia, I would I would be floored. That
That'd
that
be
would be
so
perfect.
that'd be so wild for that
That
to be the one that Yorgos wins
I'm
Best
t-
Picture for.
I told you, Joe, I was like, I don't know who the hell greenlights him to do these damn movies, but like, or like, what
Yeah,
fever dream he has
dude.
to be making these damn things like one every other year. I have not laughed harder than at a movie than the end of Kinds of Kindness. I have not laughed harder in a movie in the last couple of years than that. And then I watched Begonia and I was just like, what in the if yeah, if they came out and said it's Begonia, I would just stand up and clap and cheer just as much as I would for Sinners or One Battle After Another because it was fucking crazy. But I loved it.
Noah described the beginning of that movie to me, and I was like, dude, I feel like this is gonna be a tough watch. I need to be in the right mind.
It's so good, dude. Just
I have rewatched it since theaters, and I love it.
it,
It's a
it's
great
so
movie.
dude.
Very good. Um, but yeah, so I mean, Patrick, I think you and I kind of talked through it where it's like it's one combination of either them splitting in either direction
Yeah.
or both winning. So like take your picks, guys. This is truly where normally it's like the smaller categories that end up determining who wins between me and Gav, and most of those we're picking blind. This is one of those years where I truly feel like you got to make some big decisions on major categories because there are just not these defined winners going into the night, which is something we can't always say.
Yeah.
I'm actually like, in most past years, it's like we kind of know, you know, 80% of the winners going into the evening. It's like, I can
Yeah,
tell you it's going to be these people. But
and for your bracket to count, you have to have a picture of it 20 minutes before the broadcast in the group
no,
chat.
everybody's
Hey,
brackets have
hey,
to be
I,
submitted like
I,
well before Oscar night.
you
No.
sound like an uncle of mine. I think your name's Chris.
Uncle, call
My
me
bad.
Unc.
Uncle Sports. Uncle
Uncle
Sports.
Sports.
When Patrick told me he calls that Uncle Sports, I was like, yes, that is perfect. I don't know why I've never thought of that. But Uncle
Uncle
Sports.
Sports.
Speaking of which, dude, you should have seen when he brought Maverick today. You know those little like zip up Carolina jackets he always wears? He like literally brought him one with his name on it as like a size too big for him, so growing to it, and a hat. And on the back of the hat where you strap it, it says CMB2. It's like, okay, that's perfect, dude. I'll just send you a picture.
Good, Kyle. Um,
Huh.
yeah, I think I did not think I would be saying that, given that this is like the furthest out the Oscars has been in a while. Like again, it's like third week in March, which seems like forever from now. And I figured like with all that time and all the precursors happening, it would be like, okay, dude, this person's won everything. It's a done deal. But there's been enough shakeups here and there that
Hmm.
it's going to be an exciting Oscar evening. I hope the broadcast is up to snuff. We do have Conan again, uh, who crushed it last year, and obviously I'm a huge fan of. So I I'm very optimistic. This is one of the few years where I'm like actually really excited because, like I said, outside, and I don't think Hamnet is a bad movie, but of all the ones that are nominated that I've seen, it's the only one I would be upset about winning, if that makes sense. Outside
Don't
of
say that
that,
because I know how you feel about Frankenstein.
that's true.
Yeah.
And Marty Supreme. No, there are other movies I would be upset about, but I'm like, in general, this is not one of those years where I'm like, fucking Bohemian Rhapsody and Green Book. Like, what are we doing? These are up for Best Picture. Like, at least we're not doing that, you know? I feel way better about the crop of movies. There's definitely some stuff I wish was up here that, is not represented, but yeah. Well, I guess I didn't get, sorry, we'll be respectful since he did go through the trouble of doing all this. Mayfield thinks it's going to be PTA, but he actually wants Joachim Trier to win for director. Interesting. And for picture, what do you got there, bud? Where? Best picture. One battle, and he would rather sentimental value, Sinners, or Train Dreams take it personally.
Mhm. Although that would be the that was this would be the year for the for the upset where it's Okay, we're landlocked on the big ones. So this is the year that one that is not nominated for director just comes in under the radar.
Weirder things have happened.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Weirder
think
things have happened.
it's lined
Coda
up.
did win Best Picture.
yeah.
I always like to remind people of that.
Good movie. I don't know if anybody's seen it. I enjoyed it.
I'm sure it is, Brendan, but most people did not know that that was a film that existed prior to that
No, I
broadcast.
mean
And it was
that's
truly one of the most baffling, like,
it
wait,
was.
what?
Do
What
you
You
just
haven't
do,
seen it,
happened?
yeah? It
do
was
you
touching for sure.
do you think that's why Ted has gone so crazy about trying to get Warner Brothers because Apple put out a movie that won Best Picture before Netflix could?
I mean,
You think that
yeah,
that might be? You
I
think that
think it
might be
definitely bruises ego
motivating?
that Apple won and Netflix
Yeah,
had dumped all this money into
yeah.
trying to win an Oscar. Uh, we do need to wrap things up. Uh, but we can do a little like I just want to talk about episode 7 of The Pit. I don't even
Oh,
really
I haven't
care
seen it yet.
about like
Shit.
God damn it, Brendan. Okay,
Yeah,
well
I'm behind.
never mind. Then we
Speaking of talking about episodes, I've been in the hospital
okay.
like for I haven't been able to catch up. So,
Fair enough. Well, so we can't
but dude, if you
debate.
need me to log off so y'all can talk, that's fine.
No, because I was talking like maybe 5 more minutes, 5 to 10 more minutes anyways.
Okay.
It's no big deal. What we'll just say is like think the state of the pit has changed and will be changed going forward into the back half of the season. So I think regardless, we'll kind of just whenever we can reconvene, and I know
I'll watch it
Baron's got to
tomorrow.
catch up too, but we kind of want to do like a first half of the season check-in of like here's where we were because it seems like the rest of the season is going to be pretty wild after this.
Well, just to speak to that real quick, I've been waiting for that flop to happen
Yeah,
because it was in the to
because it was
come
in
this
the
season
trailer.
trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
I
mean, Brendan, without spoiling anything, obviously in the first season we had like the mass casualty event. So that's kind of a precedent that's at least been set that it's like, okay, other than it just being one day, like there might be some wild shit that goes down. The uh the big event is basically teased at the end of 7 and then will presumably dominate.
the back half of the season.
Yeah, and it might not be the entirety of the back half of the season. It might be a couple episodes, maybe, but potentially we're dealing with the fallout of this for the rest of the season. So,
Yeah.
all of that being said, episode 7, the best episode of television of the year so far. Just
Yeah.
an absolute top to bottom banger. So good. We'll talk about it very soon.
What about the ending of 6? Has everybody seen 6?
Yes.
I think so. What happened at the end of 6?
A very near and dear patient passed away.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
Yes,
Dude,
I thought you saw this as well.
Seen
I've never just like I was like why do I feel all that like it's like like you get so frustrated listening to what's going on with Louis. Oh, he's just the drunk guy that comes in here all the time. And in like 2 seconds, Robbie's like, well, this is why he's this way. And it makes his character completely understandable. And you're just gutted, like, well, no fucking shit. Yeah, man. If that
Yeah.
happened to me, I would just sit here and drink myself to death, you know? And that's just kudos to the writing, man. Because there's been so many times the first season that I was like, damn, that got a payoff here. Okay. Oh, kid came in for 1 second because he took one tablet while he was studying and he's brain dead essentially. He's just an organ donor now, you know, and they're giving him like a nice walkout with the family in first season. That shit hit and hurt. And then it's like you've had Louis all first season and then this season. And then, like I said, in like two pieces of dialogue after he's gone, it explains everything about that character arc. And you're just like, fuck, man, this show. It just every episode. It's perfect television.
It's the best thing
It
on
is.
TV,
Yeah,
period.
It
hands
was
down.
there was one time. Are we recording still? This is a long story.
No, go ahead.
And yes, we are recording. So if this is
It's
something you don't want on the podcast, like I can stop recording.
what's that thing where you gotta like tap the post if you want to see the imagery? That's insert that here. Close your ears if you don't want to hear this. Yeah, I had a patient who had a what's called a AAA, aortic aneurysm, and he had it repaired. The mortality rate for AAAs is like wickedly high. Your aorta goes from what you all know as your heart going all the way down through your abdomen, hence the abdominal aortic aneurysm. Anyways, had it repaired. 4 months later, was having some complications. When they repair it, they open you up. And this will refer back to Louis here in a second. He went to the bathroom. I was told that he was ad lib. I should have known better, but I was like, had a patient load, and there was a patient that blew out down the hallway. So I was like, hey man, like, yeah, I'm told you're good to go. I'm gonna go down the hallway and help this person out. Like, you'll be all right. And he was kind of whiny this morning, and I'm just going about my day, just like, hey, I'm told what I'm told. Let's go about it. By the time I got back to him, he was graying on the floor, and I was like, I mean, you know, first off, you yell for everybody else, and in your head, you're like, oh shit, did I mess up? You know, got him back on the gurney and started doing compressions, and that zipper, the incision that they had made down the chest to repair his aorta, as I'm doing compressions with, you know, because you rotate, opens back up, and there's just like blood just squirting all over the place, like while we're like trying to do compressions on him. Trying to push meds, trying to get him back. We get him over to an ICU bed where we can try to open him up bedside, to essentially try to either massage his heart, repair the tear, whatever we can do. And when we opened him up, he was like, the aorta was disintegrated. He was gone. He had been dead, you know, just sitting here pumping on this guy. And man, that was probably like the most gruesome death that I've like had to be a part of. But when I saw that blood coming out of like Louis's mouth during that episode, all I could think about was the guy that, you know, I don't know, man. I could have been a little nicer to him that morning. You know, I wasn't mean. I was doing my job, but like, it happens that quick. It happens that quick. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, anywho.
Well, hell of a note to end the podcast. Thank you for sharing, Brendan.
I mean, those zipper scars that they heal up nicely.
Yeah, but I mean, am I the only one that? Don't tell me I'm the only one of the Blanchards here that was like, and then Brendan quit doing compressions, and then the next guy went to go, and it opens up, and then all of a sudden it just gnawed his hands off, and Brendan was like, "What the fuck?" And it turned into
the thing.
You know,
yeah.
He had a thing encounter at this hospital, and it's, you know, the government covered it up.
No, all I was thinking was recovery from my double bypass as soon as he went into that story.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a cabbage, Patrick?
Yeah.
You have taken care of many cabbage patients. They usually do heal very well, and if you have a patient who isn't obese and some other things, right? They heal a lot better. This was, you know, and obviously aortic aneurysm different than a cabbage, but this was not one of those successful cases. So
more of the story, kids, is eat right, exercise, don't get too many processed foods, processed sugar, and just everything in moderation. And if something still happens to your heart, you know, get to a hospital as fast as you can, and you might have a chance. Who knows?
You can make it through like 4 heart attacks. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Have you had 4?
Yes.
Shit, I didn't know that.
How many? Do you have any stents?
No. The first 2 were misdiagnosed.
Were they diagnosing you with like acid reflux or something? What were they?
One was acid reflux. One was anxiety attack.
Yeah, that'll happen, unfortunately.
And then the 4th one was undiagnosed diabetes complication.
Yeah, you have type 2?
Yeah.
The other moral, kids, get a second opinion.
Yes, 1,000%.
Get a second opinion. Trust your body. Listen to it.
All right. For the ARK of E podcast, only one of which of us is a medical professional, by the way, and we're not actually giving any medical advice. We just want to put that out in the world. We just watch the pit and occasionally discuss. I think we're done this evening. We'll be back very soon with a proper pit check-in, maybe a new movie review of Scream 7. Tease, tease, tease. Brendan, you and I need to discuss off mic when we
Yep.
can catch that.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that's it. And then obviously we'll have our post-Oscar wrap-up after the broadcast, and we'll chat all of that. But until next time, for the ARK of E podcast, I've been Noah.
I've been Gavin, and I've been on time, even though I had a mic issue.
He was here before anybody this time.
Weird.
And we've been the Blanchard brothers. We've been joined this evening by our cousin, Mr. Patrick J. Blanchard, and our dear, dear friend, Mr. Brendan Riley. And you, dear listener, have been listening to what we've been predicting. That was a little clunky, but that's it, I guess.
And the
unless you got
Oscar goes
something-
to-
And the Oscar
It goes to
Hollywood's biggest night.